Wire to wire win. Nice work, gentlemen. Steph, 23 points, 4 assists. Chris Paul, 11, 9, 7. TJD, 18 points, 8 rebounds. Draymond Green, 8 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. Moses Moody, 15, 3, 4. 54% from the field, 34% from the three. GP2 had another phenomenal game. Looney's hips loosened up. I love it. And the other great thing about that is that the Lakers are about to lose. 2 minutes to go, they're down 9. Looks like they're about to take a L. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. What else? The Lakers took.
Yeah. Oh,
So the
so what you
Lakers are
guys say?
about to be at 33 L's. We're about to be at 34. We just need them to lose one more time because we do have the tiebreaker against those clowns. They are talking shit, right? So we just need to get to 40 wins right quick. Lovely game, gentlemen and ladies. Great game today. Great effort. Didn't I don't think they shot the ball particularly well. What do y'all think? But they were playing defense.
This is the third consecutive game they've held a team under 100 points.
I love it, man. Let's keep that trend up. Third consecutive game. The Thunder are up against the Suns right now. They're up 11 against the Suns. Another game and the Mavericks play at 7 o'clock tonight. So when we head over to playback, we can monitor that situation as well. So keep that in mind.
Are we monitoring this situation closely?
We're
Do you want to
monitoring the
monitor the
situation closely.
Rockets game too?
Oh, sure. We'll watch both games. The
I
Rockets are
gotta
playing the
give Looney
Jazz.
his flowers, man. I gotta give Looney his flowers, bro.
Hey,
Well,
Irk.
Staying ready and
unfortunately, the
doing
Rockets
well
play
is
the
nice.
Jazz today, so
Hey, Irk.
that
Yes, sir.
Where's the theme music, man?
Did they lose yet? No, that's still going on.
No, we ain't doing nothing premature. You already know.
Nah. I've jinxed enough this year, bro.
What, it's like 30 seconds left?
I've jinxed enough this year.
No. We're good, bro.
I ain't jinxing.
We need to see them double O's, man.
Yeah. They are like a cat, bro. They always land on their damn feet, bro. With the assistance of the ref, of course.
We got 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes left. I don't blame you though.
Hey, but you know what's interesting about that game is that they shot 18 free throws. Indiana shot 4 free throws. Or sorry, 18 free throws to 14. Let me tell you something, man. The free throw thing is a thing, bro. Like I know people don't believe it and they think I'm full of shit, but there is something there. There is something there with them free throws. I promise you that.
Minute 7 left. Pacers up 19.
Yeah.
all the main guys are off the floor by this point. So
I was in a Laker room earlier and they were talking about scheduled loss.
so that means the Lakers are allowed to have a schedule loss, but the Warriors are not allowed to by any circumstances.
No.
Like when the Warriors' schedule is absolutely dog shit, especially on this road trip,
Yeah.
there's no excuses there, right? But all of a
Yeah.
sudden they need to have a scheduled loss.
Yeah, they schedule loss is it's hilarious to me. But I'm just here looking at the standings, bro, and the standings are just like the standings are tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nothing. Nothing is going to get decided until like the last day of the season.
Yeah.
Fully guaranteed.
Standings are just like they're just jam packed tight. But Forget all that. How did y'all feel about the game?
I feel good, man. Like
Honestly, kind of just pedestrian.
I love where our
Kind
defense
of.
is. I love where our defense is, and the thing is, we had a few guys out. Sorry to cut you off, Rose. What were you gonna say?
I just feel like this is one of those games where it's like just taking care of business. Like there's nothing that really stands out besides like the usual. It's kind of a normal game, honestly.
Nothing stands out to you, huh?
They kept them
I mean,
under
besides
100.
guys missing, I mean, guys missing out and them holding under 100 points, like I told you, like
Yeah.
it's pretty much. I mean, it is the Hornets. Yeah, I will say it is the Hornets, but you have to take care of business anyways. So.
Nah, bro. There's a lot of teams this year that
No,
could have
we
taken care of business.
there's about 15 teams that we should have beat, and it's just them now.
Yeah.
You know, SB, we had like 15 of these type of teams we lost to this year. So
Laker therapy,
100%.
brother.
Well,
Start playing that
also
song, brother. Start
because
playing
they
that song.
won tonight, because they have 21 road wins, right? And you have 41 road games all season. That guarantees them they're over 500 on the road this year. I don't know if that's worth anything, but that's just something to know.
Urkel, get that song ready, brother.
Because remember, the Warriors couldn't win jack shit on the road last year, so.
Bro, I've been loving our defense lately.
Lean defense, man.
Yeah, Shadow, you kept preaching about that for.
You won't break my soul. 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 I'll take it back. I just wait my turn. Damn, you work me so damn hard. That's fine. And they work my days, that's why I cannot sleep at night. Your love is kind. A new foundation. And from a new vibration. I'm building my own foundation. Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Just had to get that in there real quick.
Finally,
the
the Lakers fucking lose. Finally.
Yeah, I mean, it's this is the first time in like 4 games they haven't shot like 30 free throws or some shit like that. So, I mean, not not very shocking. Not very shocking. Not very shocking when you don't march them to the fucking line every game.
So there was no Laker whistle tonight.
Oh, there was no Laker whistle tonight. No. None of the sort. None of the sort.
Urkel stopped it. Scheduled loss, man. Scheduled
loss.
Scheduled loss.
I gotta use that one.
it ain't a fill out game. Do we use that one too? Fill out game.
Fill out game, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Oh wait, did they have anybody out? Was LeBron out or anybody?
No.
This guy out, that guy
They were saying 3 games in 4 nights, but over here we are also on a 3 games in 4 nights instance. So
yeah,
what's the deal with that?
But that's so funny. That's so funny. The Laker fans do this, where they do this thing of when LeBron is out, if they win, it's like, oh, all this praise. But if they lose, it's well, because LeBron's out. So it's like, well, wait a minute, which one is it? Like, it just I never really understood that.
Bro, they're a funny gang, man. They are a funny gang. But nonetheless, who do we have next? The Spurs?
Yep.
No Wemby.
On Easter Sunday.
I don't mean to look ahead, but what are the chances you think we can just win out? And if we win out, where are we landing?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
A 7 seed, and I think the chances are high. We didn't have everybody tonight, and like a mark of a good team in terms of if they're playing well as well, is if you blow out the bad teams, and
So
they're
hold on.
doing that. So
You think that 48 wins gets us just a 7 seed?
We would need the Lakers to lose out.
Yo, that is wild, bro.
yeah, this Western Conference, bro,
Wait, if you
it's a
have
beast this year.
48 wins, but you have to also assume that all the other teams aren't like winning a lot of their games too. Then
Well,
Let me
look at tonight.
let me tell you.
Phoenix is heading towards the L. Lakers had it out.
I honestly think it's just more important to get the games right now with tiebreaker implications, not just winning all of the games, but the main games are the ones with tiebreaker implications. So, like the Lakers game,
Okay.
maybe
So
the
here's what I'm
Rockets
saying.
game, but I'm pretty sure they already have the tiebreaker over the Rockets.
All right, 2 years ago, right? The Nuggets got the 6th seed and they had 48 wins. All right? The Timberwolves got the 7th seed, 46 wins. The Pelicans 2 years ago got the 8th seed, 36 wins, but they beat some teams or whatever, right? The Clippers, 42 wins, and the Spurs, 34 wins. The conference has just gotten so much better, bro. Unbelievably better. Because even last season, kind of when you look at it, so I think we don't have a choice. So last season, the Clippers got the 6th seed, 44 wins. We got the 6th seed, 44 wins. Lakers 7th seed, 43, and the Timberwolves 42, OKC 40, and the by the way, Shea made first team All NBA on a 40-win team last year, and the Pelicans 42 wins, Dallas 38 wins, and Luka got first team All NBA last year. So it is just a gauntlet this year, and I don't think we have a choice. I think we have to
But let
try
me
to go
can I
for it.
ask you something? So currently there are 3 teams in the West with 50 wins right now. How many 50-win teams do you think will be in the West by the
I
time the
think
season's over?
I think we'll have. I think we're going to have.
5.
I think we're going to have at least 6, Shadow.
Wow,
50-win teams.
6 teams with
Yeah,
50 wins.
yeah.
Yo,
Jeez.
Jim, what up?
yo. Man, before we start talking about other teams, I just want to. I got I got some lobster waiting for me over there. So I just want to go off real quick on the Warriors so I can go eat that.
I feel you, Jim. I feel you,
Hey,
Yo.
Jim.
I am giving
Somebody
up
clip
an
that.
extra few minutes just so I can talk about this game before I go and eat my dinner. So man, I just want to say I expected this, man. Wiggins, Draymond, Trace, that is a fucking answer to play great fucking defense. Protect the paint area. And you get to do that when it's both Trace and Draymond out there at the same time. Wiggins doing an amazing job at POA, shutting down Brandon Miller, who's been tearing it up. And they won their last game against the Cavs on their home floor, and the Warriors blew them out. It wasn't even, I mean, they had some offensive struggles early on. Steph got a little more involved in the third. End of story. Shit is over by the third quarter, right? And this is the kind of fucking basketball that I've been wanting to see from this team all season long. And we're finally starting to see it. Maybe they're peaking at the right time. Finally, a 3-game winning streak. That's huge. Considering again, they haven't gone on 2-game winning streak this entire month, and now they're on a 3-game winning streak. Hopefully, they can end it with a 4-game winning streak on Sunday. But as long as these lineups are being rolled out, man, I feel really good about this team. I feel really confident about this team. I'm loving the Kevon Looney minutes off the bench, playing the whatever center minutes that are left to play. He's out there making an impact. And today they try some different wrinkles because Kevon Looney and Chris Paul pick and roll is no good. So they try GP2 pick and roll with Chris Paul instead. And that looked a little better. So maybe they can throw in some wrinkles. And when Kuminga gets in there, maybe they can run some of that with Kuminga too, instead of Looney, right? But again, I don't know what the hell's going to happen with the starting lineup. This 3-4 lineup, that's what I want to see at the end of the day. That's what I want to see to close the game at the end of the day. And so This is glorious, man. This is my type of fucking basketball right here. Holding them to 17 points in the first, in the first quarter, just like they held the Magic to 11 points in the first quarter. Set a tone. Set a tone and let them know that you're not going to get anything easy inside the paint. And you know what? If you don't get anything easy inside the paint, now the outside shot, there's more pressure on the outside to make that outside shot because that's all you're getting. You're not getting anything else easy. And that's how you play great defense. Shut something down and then force them to shoot a bunch of threes and they're fucking bricking them left and right. It's a different kind of feeling when your starting lineup can't hit your fucking shots and now nobody feels comfortable. Now, like the bench unit is like, oh shit, like our starters didn't do their jobs. And now it's like we have to do really well now. You know what I'm saying? So there's got to be an order to how you defend and what kind of feeling you present to the other team and what you disallow from for the other team to do, and that's what they did tonight, man. They held the Hornets to 40% from the field and 26% from the 3-point line. Fucking beautiful. Let's fucking go, man.
And Jim, to add to your point, this is the third game where we held a team under 100 points.
Yeah, this is, and they're focusing more defensively. It's very clear. And when you have the personnel to be able to execute the things that you want to execute, when you got to have the proper personnel on the floor to be able to defend a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And this is the combination. So
Kuminga come off the bench, Jim. I reckon you're right with TDG starting and Clay Wiggins. Wiggins gets his old role back with JK out. He's like Jim said, he's getting the touches, he's getting them backdoor cuts, the lobs. Unfortunately, yeah, Kuminga at this stage is more of a spark scorer off the bench, and he can't be
Wait,
relied.
Dubs, weren't you like trolling Jim like in every space? Now you agree with everything he's saying?
I had that.
Oh,
I had that dude blocked.
Oh, the
Yeah, he
tables
was. He's a
have
troll.
turned.
Nah,
No, no,
he,
no,
Damn,
no,
what
no.
the
I'm not
fuck?
even like. I'm
Someone got
actually
caught red-handed
no,
out
no,
here.
because
Oh, the tables have turned.
no,
nah,
because
Dre,
remember you.
He's a troll.
Dre, the thing was, I would
Right.
troll Jim when he said, "Oh, JK missed this rebound. JK missed this rebound." But I do agree that he's probably our best lineup is Clay, Steph, Wiggs, Jake, Dre, and Tracy.
Right.
beautiful, beautiful. I don't care about the trolling. If at the end of the day you've seen enough to agree,
Right.
that's all I care about. So
Of course.
I
Hey, Jim,
appreciate it. And
you had a great quote a couple weeks ago about Trace. And that right there, Jim, I want that plastered on a wall. In fact, they should make, you know how they have one of those black and white silhouettes of like, they should have one of your profile pic. Play the motherfucker.
Wait, Dre, was that coming
Jim.
from you, the soundbite?
That was the soundbite from that was from the live watch. We were doing a live watch when we played the Spurs. When Trace dunked on Wemby, this was it.
yeah, so he scored 18.
So we need him to play.
Now
And
you
Jim,
see. Now you see
amazing
why
work,
I've been
Jim.
fighting. I'm screaming my head off. I'm screaming my little head off to get this guy into the rotation, getting him to play more minutes, earn his way to the starting lineup. I never asked him to just start right away. People were talking about starting him. I'm like, it's okay. Please give him like at least 15 to 20 minutes so that he can earn his way. If he deserves it, then give it to him. Right? So 18 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 blocks, fucking two-way play, and just hyper efficient, 9 of 13 from the floor. You know, this is and the Warriors shot 54% from the field. This is what happens when you have easy buckets. You are more efficient when you have a guy who's constantly looking to get nothing but easy looks. This is super important. So I'm just really happy to see this, man. I'm just really happy to see that the Warriors are thriving doing this, and hopefully they can keep this up for the remainder of the season. Thank you. I'm gonna go eat my lobster now.
I want to echo one thing about what Jim said though. Like, to his point, it's kind of funny because before the advent of Trace, this is what teams were doing to us. You know, clog up the paint, give us nothing easy at the rim, force us into a bunch of threes, a bunch of tough contested threes. This is literally the game plan that was used against the Warriors before we had an actual, rim protector.
It's almost criminal how TJD is just now finally starting. It took somebody going out, like getting hurt or whatever.
I mean, we'll get there eventually. We'll
Hey,
get there eventually.
space. I was looking at the records that
Your
you were
space.
talking about.
Oh, my bad.
Um, when it comes to the standings,
Yeah,
last year we finished 44-38. Right now we're 38-34. Do you think we have a better record than last season, or do you think we'll finish around that same record?
I think we're gonna have a better record.
Mm.
Definitely. If we can go on a win
I
streak
think,
right now.
bro, if we keep up what we did like the last 3 games, I think we're gonna win minimum 46 games. Minimum.
Yo,
I'm 10 toes
re-
on this being a better team than last season. Ten
Yeah.
toes
yo,
on it. I don't care. Like there's a lot of people that disagree. I just think that the bench alone makes us a better team than last season.
mhm.
I've been saying it all year long that they're a better team. Like the thing that just kind of powered them through last year was kind of the
His
vets, you know what I'm saying? But now the vets aren't
right,
that great this year, but
right. No, I
Real,
now
agree with that. I agree
yeah.
with that.
realistic.
I think no, what I think has happened is we're a better team. It's just that the league also got better overnight, kind of, and
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree.
all these other
Yeah.
like
Who
dudes
thought
got better. Like
The Thunder
Luca's
or
better, Tatum's
Timberwolves?
better. Yeah, like the Wolves got better. At least in the regular season. In the playoffs,
Mhm.
it'll be a different stage and it'll be a different thing. But at least for the 82 game grind of and that marathon that is the 82 game NBA season, it's a marathon, and these young dudes are built for it. Just their legs, their weight, their athleticism, the positional size they got. They're running the floor like we just don't have that type of personnel. And the dudes that we do have that can do those things are very young. And you see when Steve, plays them enough minutes, they can still make an impact like Trace did, like Moody did. Moody had a good game. Pods played pretty well. I thought all the young
Looney.
guys. Yeah, Loon
I think
played.
a part of it too, Dre, I'm not sure what percentage I would put on it, but you see when the foul rate across the league dipped and fouls dropped like 20%.
It's
I
like
think
I
that
would
also
attribute
played a
that.
factor as well.
That's like a third. That's like a solid chunk
So
of what
you
it is.
put 33% on it.
It's a
Yo,
good. It's like a healthy percentage for sure. It's definitely like a legitimate. It's a
Okay.
legit. It's
That's
legit.
a
It's
great
legit.
question, right? So you
Yeah.
factor in that third.
It changes.
Where's the other
It's a
third?
margin. Because we probably would be 4 or 5 games better minimum if that was the case all year. Minimum.
I mean, and also
Okay.
the Draymond thing. Like, let's not forget how hugely
Yeah,
important
Draymond
those
got.
like
Yeah,
20
yeah,
or
of course.
so
Yeah.
Draymond. Like, and it's just like I just hate having to see every loss up and down the timeline. Oh, this we had a better team last year. It's just not true. And the Draymond loss and all these other little tiny factors adding up is why it just appears that way. Our record makes it appear that way, but it's just
Yeah.
not the case.
So
It's
you
not the
have a
case.
so Tech, so do you agree with Dre when Dre said that it's around a third, like just kind of how they're calling the games?
Yeah, no, I think that's actually because 33% is not a small percentage. Like that's nothing to scoff at. That's a huge contributing amount without being like the sole reason. Like I think 33% is fair.
Now, I don't know. These games look easier to me. They just look easier to play. What I was watching on a night to night basis was just a flat out track meet every night. And it was just driving me crazy because I was just watching dudes go off who I know that are not like that, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
like
So,
McBride, like Miles McBride, 29 points. Like for the Pacers, like they had dudes stepping into threes. Like Obi Toppin hit a few
yeah.
threes. Like
bro, there was always one person on every team that there's some random going off against them.
And
Every
wasn't
night.
it
Every
wasn't
night.
it Aldama for the Grizzlies?
Mm-hmm.
Aldama had like his career
Gigi
high.
Jackson
Like
had
Shadow
31.
said,
Even
role
though,
player Rodney, the role player
bro,
Rodney of
But
the night.
but
Gigi
even
Jackson,
tonight,
though,
right? Tonight, like I thought we did a good job containing. Like even Bertans, Bertans had 14 in the first half. His season high was 16. Like stuff like that is like
Yo,
even
didn't all his points come from threes?
they hit like I think he hit like 3 or 4, but he had like a
Insane.
yeah,
like
all
a
his points
layup
were
or
from
something.
threes, and then
Hey,
yeah.
Dre,
Yeah.
you want to know something interesting?
hmm
We are officially a +2 team right now.
That's good. That's good. I mean, let's try to get to plus around 3, maybe 3 and change by the end of the year. If we can be like a 3-1 or like a 2-9, anywhere around that, we'll that is an indicator that we are good. And especially, I wonder what that net rating is since Draymond's return. Let's just say since January 15th, and just see what that looks like as well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's probably a +4, +5 maybe. Like it's solid.
Listen, I will say we have to at least go 3-1 this week, getting either one of the Dallas games, beating the Rockets and the Spurs, or go 4-0. Because if you don't do anything other than that, then people are just not going to take us serious, and we won't be able to move up more than what we want to. We have to win at least one of the Maverick games, or even both. That would be perfect. And then win the Rockets game, where I think it's going to be. It could be fairly easy, but they've been playing great, so it's not like it's just not a pushover. And then the Spurs. So if we
Well,
can
no,
go 4-0 this week, I think we'll be in perfect position to at least get to 8, 7, or even 6. Honestly. And then people will see, okay, so and I know it's gonna be crazy. It might sound crazy to say like, oh, like they're hitting their stride or they're hitting their peak right now. But like if you can right now, especially going into the play-in or going into the playoffs, that would be perfect. I'd rather them do that now than do that early in the season and then look like shit going into the playoffs
So
or
let me give
play-in.
you some stats since January 15th. We have the 7th best offense, right? January 15th until today. We have the seventh best offense, and we have the 8th best defense. And that nets out to around a 5.2. So since Draymond has gotten back, we are a fifth. We have the 5th highest net rating in the league.
That's crazy.
that's
And we
great.
threw away some doozies, bro. Like some of the most bullshit games ever.
And you
When
know
you
what's
look at
crazy? Go, Buster.
No, I was just gonna say when you look at that, right? Our net rating plus all of the what have we been saying, Erd, with the whole how many games we've lost by a margin of what is it,
Yeah.
5 or less or something like that.
Uh-huh.
You add those two things together, and you cannot say this is a bad team. Like I'm sorry,
Bro,
it's
I'm telling you. That's why Steph kicked the
Exactly,
chair the last game, bro, because he was like,
yeah.
fuck,
bro.
finally,
That was a
finally. You know what I'm
frustration.
saying? Like,
But bro, you know what's crazy, Eric? That I every day because I don't listen to the kids like all the time, but occasionally I
yeah.
listen to First Take and these analysts and on First Things First, bro. I hear all these dudes saying, "Oh, this team is garbage." That they get well. First of all, since we went on our streak, they were saying we were great. That we could make noise in the playoffs. So we're trash because of what happened with Draymond. And recently we lost a few games that we should have won. But then but if you look at the numbers purely since what you're talking about since January 15th, we've been a great team. Other than giving away a few games that we should have won, like I said, we've
Yeah.
been a great
But they're
team.
not
But
looking at the
no,
numbers. They refuse
exactly.
to.
And I
It's
listen
selective
to bro.
statting.
I listen to all of them. I listen to Shannon. I listen to fucking the guys from First Take. Even though First
You
Take
can't listen to those
Everybody
guys,
does it.
bro.
no, and
Like,
I don't,
Everybody
you
bro.
does
I
can't
it.
try,
listen to
bro.
those
They
No,
don't
guys,
no,
know
bro.
basketball,
no.
man.
Listen,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
listen real quick. I try not to listen. Like I just want to hear what they're saying to
Don't
see
try,
like
bro. Dude, don't listen to him. I'm telling you.
I just listen to their perspective. That's it. That's it. And I hear them say that. I'm like, bro, like my mind is boggled, bro, from what they be saying. And I'm like, bro, they just don't watch basketball. They really don't.
They have an
No, I'm
agenda to
telling you,
juice,
don't
man.
listen to those guys, man.
Exactly, exactly.
It
It's
kind of poisons
agendas,
your brain.
bro. It's agendas all over
Yeah.
sports media. One day they can say something, and then the next they'll like this one
Whatever
example.
the
This is
trending agenda is, they'll just push
exactly.
that.
This is
Yeah.
one example. Everybody was. Perkins, KP, Kendrick Perkins was going off. He was saying that before because the Lakers and Warriors are all over the sports media. He was like, "Yeah, I'll take the Warriors all over the Lakers. That they can make noise in the playoffs since they're playing great. Clay's back, Wiggins is playing. To the last past week talking about this dynasty's over. Steph's not a leader." And that we can't do nothing, that they gotta break it up. Today, everybody they're talking about they need to break up, everybody needs to be released. I'm like, all right, bro. The agenda pushing is crazy.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
so
They're labeled. They're presented as experts, like with credibility. But the
And
reality
I
is,
never
fans are
and
smarter now. Fans
and
are
one
smarter.
more
In
thing.
fact, fans are.
And
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, to your point, bro. I just want to say the last thing. To your point, most of these analysts, except for like a very few, like there's guys I respect, like Tim Legler. I feel like he's a great analyst. JJ Redick. Some of the basketball analysts and they weren't even the greatest. They were just like role players or just good guys, and they have some of the smartest analysis.
Oh, bro, they
But
played in the
those,
game. I mean,
no,
it's them
exactly, yeah,
playing the
yep,
game.
exactly. But there's a few of them, and then the rest of the basketball players like KP, a bunch of other guys that just run their mouth. Jay Williams, I'm like, bro, you played, and like you give the dumbest takes I've ever heard in my fucking life, bro.
No,
Yeah.
but they've admitted it though. Perkins went on. Okay, look at this. I've already exploited. I've already exposed all this shit. So if you look at my timeline, let me pull it up. So here we go. Look at the jumbotron. Look at that. Like I already did this shit months ago. Kendrick Perkins was asked to lie on first. I mean, I broke down. He went on JJ Redick's podcast like last year or something, like a year or so ago, and he basically explained like what the media situation is, how it operates. Like these guys are told to say certain things and deliver a message in
Oh
a
yeah, I
certain way.
remember that.
Like look at the tweets in the jumbotron. You guys want to know the media? Kendrick
That
Perkins
shit
told
is
us. See,
crazy.
people don't. You got to do a little digging, and you'll see like these guys will show their hand. They don't give a fuck. They will tell you in your face they're lying and still lie to you, and then you'll still be mad about it. Not you in particular, Juice. I'm just saying, like
No, yeah.
people
I don't
will
let it get to
react.
me. I just listen
Don't
to it,
don't
and
even
I'm just like,
react to it because
nah,
he's
no, hell
explaining
no.
in these clips. He is telling you. He's telling fans essentially, we are told to push something that generates ratings, whatever that is. If it's a lie, he said specifically. You know what he said? He said, um, I took a position that the Suns would be a dynasty in the 2021 finals just to create some shock value. And then they lost. But then eventually like that created a lot of buzz because people were clowning him for that take. So like it's stuff like that. They'll say outlandish stuff, hot takes, all that. But it's not for the love of the game or for the analysis of it. It's to, kind of align themselves with the values and the priorities of the company, of the institution, which is profits and ratings. That's it. And to do that, you need to. It's media manipulation, and that's all it is. It's not about education.
Here's
That's why. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say here's kind of how it works nowadays, right? Like it used to be where people got their opinions and stuff from the talking heads, right? And now it's kind of flipped, right? The people they'll go on Twitter, they'll go on YouTube, they'll look at the top comment, the top tweets or whatever, and then that's the agenda they'll push. If they see a lot of fans saying dunking on a player or saying this player is amazing, blah 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 blah, they'll run with that because they know what it does is it
It
creates
it gets
confirmation
views.
bias.
Hmm.
Confirmation bias because people are going to tune in so that they can confirm what they already think. Like nobody wants to go on a news source that they check out to be and it's basically arguing with what they're coming in believing. Like nobody like it's a weird feeling, like they're not going to tune in anymore. Like oh, all I ever do is disagree with me. Nobody's going to do that. So what they do is they literally create a perfect system of confirmation bias. They go and they look what fans are saying, and then they amp it up a little bit, and they run with that. And then the fans go and they tune in, and guess what? It gets recirculated and it gets regurgitated, and then now that's just the narrative surrounding a player, surrounding a team, or surrounding a situation.
Tech plus 6,500 Warriors to make the finals. How say you?
What is that rank? Where does that
I
rank her?
want to know what that number is in a week, because in a week we're gonna end up playing the Spurs, the Mavs, the Rockets, and I think another team. In a
The
week, if
Mavericks.
those
The
numbers
Mavericks
drops,
first.
if that drops to like 40 something hundred, then we're talking. That means
They're
that's
taking us more
significant.
serious. Yeah, they're
It's
gonna
like
they're
40
taking us
forty eight
more serious.
hundred or something like that. Like,
But
and that's
that's to that point, Dre. That's what I'm saying. That I feel like we honestly, I feel like we need to go 4-0 because that's where you're hitting your stride, and you need everybody back too. Because I know there's guys out mostly probably for rest, but they're calling it injuries. But if everybody's back and clicking, and we get into the right lineups, and Kerr's not fucking shit up, I think we'll be able to go. We'll be hot going into the playoffs,
So
and
how
we'll
many
be able to
minutes does
make
Steph
noise.
play tonight?
30,
Not sure.
32 or 31.
He did.
Lovely. That's
This
that's
dude's a
exactly
fucking
where
clown. Oh
You
my
yeah,
god.
but you
bro.
can't play him
Yeah.
over 30 though. He's gonna explode. What happened?
Nah, Kerr shouldn't
Yeah,
have played him
but
that
he
many
but
minutes.
he
Not
he
this
was
game.
Oh
also
yeah, yeah, no,
passive.
no,
He was
I did say
passive in the
yeah. I
first
want him
half.
to come out or at the
Yeah,
eight
he
minute
was
mark actually.
real passive in the first half. So it was just like
So
huh.
Steph Curry had 23 points, 4 assists. Chris
Efficient shooting
Paul,
too. To your point, Eric, it was efficient shooting. He was only 8 for 14 or something like that.
yeah, Chris Paul 11, 9, 7.
How
Trace, 18,
real quick before you
8.
keep going. How was the starting lineup? Because I was working but I seen like the timeline. Everybody was
Also,
talking about
I
it.
don't know. I don't know
Hold
if
on.
he.
So Trace had 18 points, bro. 18 points, 8 rebounds. And that's like a old
He's
school
good,
big
man.
man.
In
He's
You know what I'm
good.
30,
saying?
30, 31 minutes for Trace too.
31
Hey, how
minutes.
about Wiggins had 28 rebounds and 8 assists.
Nah, at the end of the day, I think like what Dre likes to do with the game ball, got to give it to Trace. Got to give it to Trace, bro.
I
Yeah,
think you.
both
I
Wiggins.
think there's like. I agree with that, and I think Trace is probably his all around game. But man, Wiggins like 20 points.
Wiggins
Three
too.
games,
Yeah.
like
Bro,
He's
last
been
three
great.
games.
He's
he
been
had
great.
8 assists tonight. 8 assists. It's like I honestly think it's a 3-way tie between. I think Steph is also in the mix because I know some people were frustrated with how he played tonight, but he was sensational, man. I mean, 23 points. The defense was all over him, and he was efficient, and his
Timely
playmaking.
shots too.
And
You
Yeah,
he's
know the
also
last 10
finishing.
games, Andrew Wiggins, there's like 2 games he didn't hit. I think there's like 2 games he didn't hit double figures the last 10. So
Wiggins has been amazing, bro.
yeah, I think he's
but I will
trending up.
say it's
On both
about.
ends. On
But you
He's
both
also
ends.
notice
he's also
the last 5 games, anytime he drives, shoulder down, head to the rim, downhill, and it's literally every time it's a foul or a layup. Like,
Yeah.
and this
Yeah,
is what I'm
no,
saying.
he's being aggressive.
bro.
That
To
is the
your point,
biggest thing. It's being aggressive, but on top of it, using his body instead of floating away from the basket. And because you noticed like earlier in the season he'd take those like push shots or floaters.
Yeah.
Now he's like just getting as close to the rim as possible and then just putting his head at the rim more times than not he's just drawing the foul like and just picking up those fouls providing rim pressure is huge we especially with JK out that's what we need from him so he's been
Another
doing
Yeah.
thing great. For the last 2.5 months, Wiggins is at 83% from the free throw. He was sitting around 61% for the season. I think he's now almost close to 75% on the season. So that's a massive, massive improvement. And I think that's why he's also being aggressive, driving to the rim, because he's not scared of the free throw line anymore.
Who are you? Oh, you talking about Wiggs?
Yeah, about Wiggins. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a
he's been
+9 tonight too. 2 steals, by the way.
So
What
you
I'm
think
always
he
looking
wasn't
at for him
driving
too
because he
is
was afraid of the free throw line?
Yeah, I mean, he was at what 60% for most of the season. When you know you're not a good free throw shooter, you probably want to avoid getting there. So since the last 2.5 months, he's worked over on it, and he's at 83% for the last 2.5 months. And you see him way more aggressive, looking for contact. Like Dre said, he's looking for contact now because he's confident in his shot.
and yeah, to Dre's point, bro. For something I've been noticing, bro. He's been finishing at the rim phenomenally lately. I'm not sure. I know early in the year he was struggling to like finish at the rim like easy shit like we've seen him do like on occasion or
I'm
all the
gonna be
time.
honest with you.
the rib
I
injury.
went to I went to 3
Could have been
regular
that
season
too.
games
Could have
this
been that
year,
too.
right? And I sat up there and I was watching him on the bench, bro, and he was like flinching on the bench. There was nobody around him, and you just saw like where it's almost like he was sitting down, and it's like he was sitting down and somebody just came up and was just punching him in his ribs. That's the kind of face that he had on the bench. The games that I went to.
So you think injury was just affecting his ability to finish at the rim and stuff this year like
Oh yeah, yeah,
before?
yeah,
Well, you don't want to get contact if you have
True.
yeah.
something
Like
like
you're
that, like your
avoiding it,
cartilage.
and
Yeah.
then when you're going up against a big guy, then it's harder. You're like not your mind is everywhere except for let me finish at the rim. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
think it was a
So
factor because it
definitely, I
doesn't
think
make
it
any
is.
sense that, now he's finishing at the rim and he's doing all of that
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and in the season he just wasn't doing it all. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, because
I
look at
I am
we
gonna go with the theory that he was playing hurt.
exactly, Eric, to your
It's
point,
just a
because
theory.
remember the I know it's 2 years ago, but remember how his finishing against the friggin' Boston Celtics with Rob Williams in the middle, holding down that paint and all the finishing he was doing. He was doing that whole year last year, and then this year all of a sudden it was like iffy.
when
So
he
I
floats
think something.
away when he floats away from the rim downhill yes he doesn't finish those
Yeah.
when he does the thing where he lowers the
I don't
shoulder.
think anyone is gonna finish those, Joe Dre. I'm gonna be
Well,
honest
no,
with you.
and even Draymond doesn't finish those, right? So
Yeah.
So he needs to. And when you notice when Draymond finishes layups, it's when he literally puts his shoulder in the defender and just raises up and gets to the rim.
100%.
Have you noticed Looney doing the same thing? Looney's doing the same shit too.
Yeah.
Looney's changed it. Have you noticed Looney's changing the way he's finishing?
He's getting better.
Yo, when was
Yeah,
the last
100%.
time, honestly, that you guys can remember he pump faked? When was the last time?
That's true. Actually, I
Not
didn't
really.
even think about that.
Not
Bro,
really.
I just want to get into the playoffs, bro. We get
Hmm.
into the playoffs, we're gonna fucking punch people in the mouth, bro. I just feel it. I feel it.
Bro, I'm not. If we can get
Because I'm
9 or
looking
higher,
not
that's
not
it.
not even us, bro. Like, I don't think we're overly talented, but I'm looking at these other teams and not one of them scare me. Not one of them.
Especially their
Question.
benches, or
Hey,
especially their benches.
Question for all of us. What seed do you guys want the Warriors to be?
7, 8 or
Um,
higher. 8 or higher.
Be a playoff seed. But
just be a
Yeah, I'm about to
playoff
say
Yes.
just
seed.
being a
That's all I
playoff.
and
care
Bro, if
about.
we can
Actually,
Don't
get to
yeah.
six, it'd
but
be
if
Yo,
fucking amazing.
I
This
had
is
to
a
don't.
pick,
recorded spaces. Hear me out. This is a
go ahead.
recorded spaces. I don't give a shit who we see in the first round.
Exactly.
I just need to
Exactly.
get there.
Right.
Just need to get there.
Yeah, just get a playoff seed 1 through 8. Honestly, I mean, obviously 1 through 4 is not going to happen, but or 5, 6 is kind of close. But if we can get 7 or 8, obviously I'm taking that. Obviously, ideally you want to face like the Thunder or like the Wolves, but like who cares? Like I just get in and I'll live with the results. I'll
And I want
honestly live
them,
I
with the
agree.
results. You
Dre.
know.
I want them out the 9. They better get out that 10 seed. I don't want them in a 9 versus 10 game situation because
No, I
anything can
don't. I
happen.
don't either. I agree. Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
the
7, 8,
only the
7.
only thing with the 6 seed is that we're 4 games or 5 behind, so it's kind of hard. Like we would need the Pelicans or the Mavericks, whoever the 5th seed or the 6th seed,
This,
to have
yeah.
a
We would
losing
have to
streak.
go perfect. Forget even them.
Like us to be perfect, and for all of them to just be horrible. So
No,
I'm
I don't know about horrible. I think
not
they'd have to
horrible,
be
but bad.
like mid, but midish. Yeah, like
Yeah,
kind
And
of
we
they would
middle.
play
have
a
to have.
few of them though. A few of the
We would
guys that
have
are
to
ahead of
have.
us.
They would have to have like losing
I will
records.
say
Like we'd
this
have
though.
to.
Bro, I know we're getting clowned for being like the 10th seed and all of this stuff, and people are clowning and all
It's
of this,
crazy,
bro.
bro.
Do you know how close it is? It is razor
No,
thin, bro.
it's
Because
very close. But you know what? Do you know the Mavs play the Kings tonight?
yeah, so
Hey,
what
That's a
if
big game.
bro,
what if
everybody's
the
over
Mavs lose
40.
tonight?
And by the
Yeah,
way,
that might have
then the
to.
Mavs play us twice, and those are huge. If we can go 2-0 somehow, because one of them's on the road, one of them's at home. We'll see. But like if we can pull something like that off somehow, bro, that's a game changer. That changes the
Yeah, it's
equation.
a 4 spot swing
And,
basically.
and you know what's crazy? Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, the Warriors are 10th seed." Yo, last year we won 43 games and we were the 6th seed. This year we will have 39 games with like 9 games to go and we're the 10th seed.
Bro, this is a
Everybody,
better team, man. I'm telling you,
the whole, but I'm saying the
bro, it's a
conference in
better
general,
team, and
the conference in general. I'm saying
it's
is just like
wild, man.
everybody has 40 wins above us,
Bro,
so it's not like
I've
we're
never
just playing
seen
once.
11 teams with a positive net rating before, ever. Well, the only team
What?
that doesn't have a positive, they're at neutral, are the Lakers. Right?
Ooh.
So,
Yo, before you go, look at today. You see how the Lakers got a even amount, like the differential for free throws. Look at today; they lost by 19 to the
oh, it
Pacers.
was even. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
notice that.
the team looks human.
Didn't
Who
notice
would have
that.
guessed? Who would have thunk it?
You don't find that
Yo,
suspicious?
You don't
You
find that
don't find that?
suspicious?
That's
crazy,
weird.
bro, crazy, bro. I seen that today. I was like, really?
Oh my god! No, no,
Yeah,
no.
but
You're
yeah,
wrong.
you have
The
Lakers
Lakers were
fans
plus
talking
4
too.
today, by the way.
No, yeah. But I'm saying like it's not like 15 to
Yeah,
20.
it wasn't
It's
like a
like
plus 20 or something
yeah,
like
like
that. You know?
it's more even where it's an
Yeah,
even
yeah,
playing field.
yeah.
And then, but you
You
got
don't
Lakers
find
fans,
that
bro.
suspicious?
You got Lakers fans the other day talking about in playback, talking about the free throw difference doesn't make. I mean, the free throw difference doesn't make a difference. Like, come on,
Oh yeah, yeah, okay. You get spotted fucking 20 points, and you soften up the defense with fouls, and you think
Hey,
it ain't gonna make a difference.
I know some people have been talking about it, but I personally I don't know if I could see it. But do y'all see a path to the 6 seed?
Bro, no, no, no. Hold on. There's 100% a path to it. Is it because what's gonna happen, right? So say for instance, like a team like the Suns, they're down 20 tonight. The damn last time I checked.
Without SGA, no SGA.
Right? So no SGA and they're down 20, right? So the last time I checked, what's the score in this game? Yeah, they're down 25 actually, with 9.5 minutes to go
And
in the
then they
fourth
play the
quarter.
By the way, they play the Pelicans on the road. Then they play the Cavs. Then they play
Pelican,
the
those are all L's.
and they play the and then they check this out. They play the Wolves. They play the Pels again. They play the Clippers twice. They play the Kings on the road and the T-Wolves on the road.
Damn, the Suns got the worst schedule.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. It is a gauntlet, bro. So
They
even if
might
they go
lose
500 and
they may lose 6 or 7.
They could. They very well could. And now it depends also on if these other teams rest or whatever. Um, but I don't think they will. The Pelicans have no room to rest. The Wolves are chasing the 1 seed. The Clippers are trying to stay out of the play-in because the Clippers, had they lost tonight, they would have been the 5th seed, and the Pelicans would have passed them. So these other teams have a lot to play for, and therefore the Suns are going to have to be facing a lot of healthy teams that are fighting for playoff spots while they're also fighting for playoff spots, mind you. Now I will say this: we don't have the tiebreaker against them, so they would need to have 35 losses if we stay at 34. So they're technically like 5 games ahead, technically, but I mean, the Lakers could pass them because they're only a couple games ahead of or they're 3 games ahead of the Lakers. And if they lose tonight, it'll be 2, back to 2. So this Lakers, Mavericks, like Suns, Kings thing, and then you can even throw us in there too because we're right in there, and the Rockets even there's like a 5 or 6 seed, like
It's a bloodbath.
it's a mix of just anything could
Yeah,
happen.
but those Texas teams, the Mavs and the Rockets, they've been on a scorcher. Like, how many in a row has Dallas
10
won?
to 10 for the Rockets, and for the Mavs 5.
See, they're on scorchers, man. That's why.
Man,
That's why we
circle
got no
that
choice.
game. Yeah, circle that Rockets game. Like, I'm telling you, that one's about to be because if you
By the way,
think
the Nuggets are down 20 right now to the Timberwolves. Is Jamal Murray back?
No,
He's not. He's not. He's not. Okay. That
I'm
makes sense.
brother. I tried to tell everybody, man.
Well, they need Jamal.
It's
No,
about
Jamal.
health. They're
Yes.
they're
Yes. Yes.
totally
Right.
everybody's all gangster until the health kicks in, man. Like, everybody's having these little health scares. Like,
Right. Right.
Pelicans been playing fucking amazing,
Sixers.
Brandon Ingram. Yeah.
but no Brandon Ingram. Like,
Right.
Jamal is not the healthiest guy in the world. I will tell you that. Like,
I mean,
he's
even the T-Wolves. The T-Wolves are missing Cat right now. They're missing someone else, I think. The Clippers had dealt with some stuff with Russ and whatnot, and the Thunder are missing SGA. The Pelicans are injured. The us
bro.
we're injured. I mean,
I'm gonna be honest. This is like what's happening to us. I wouldn't even call it, say, a run. I would just call it identity. Like, you got to know who you are. And for the entire
habits too.
season,
Habits. Yeah.
we didn't know who we
Right.
are because we keep talking about this Trace lineup, but this is literally the first time we've ran it.
And habits, though. Habits need to, that's exactly right. Identity and habits coincide with one another. Our identity in 22 was defense, and then Steph Curry carries on offense. And that led to the habits that we built throughout the year, which ultimately led to the execution and the outcome that happened in the playoffs. We need to build an identity, or rather, establish an identity, then build those habits in accordance with that identity, and then carry those principles and those concepts into the playoffs so that we're comfortable. So Denver has their identity, right? There's certain teams that are just above us that have that, but I think we're starting to form ours, which is
Defense again.
more positional size, more versatility, and then Steph and others carry on offense, not just Steph. You see Wiggins been doing it, Clay been doing it, CP been helping out, guys have been stepping up. So offensively, it's
Midseason
kind of by
JK.
committee. And obviously JK, right? Yeah, as well. So JK's been amazing, phenomenal this season. So yeah, I just think we just got to continue to build. Um, you never want to rule. I'll never count Steph Curry out, right? At the end of the day, is this a championship team on paper? The roster isn't. The seed is not. All the numbers say it's not. But you can never shut the door on Steph Curry until the door is shut completely. And so the fact is, I have to believe at some point that, um, that we have the potential to string to. I told you guys after the Miami game, I got a little bit of pushback, but I said, look, we could, Orlando, if we can pull that one out, and then, Charlotte, we can win a few here. If we could string a few together, maybe we could, build a little momentum. And I felt good about that. And now we've won 3 in a row, and hopefully we can beat the Spurs on the road on Sunday. Hopefully JK's okay, and hopefully Clay's okay. If we take care of business on Sunday, that's 4 in a row. Going to the home game against Dallas, and that's a big game as well.
Dre,
So we got some games.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask you about that because I don't know the severity when it comes to tendonitis. Do you think we have Clay and Kaminga back for the Spurs game?
I think
I think the Dallas
if
game
he
for sure.
doesn't
Okay.
Dallas game, yeah. I think Spurs game he'll be questionable again. If he's not, if he's available, then we
I'm
should.
not saying that Kerr is faking injuries, but I'm not saying he's not.
You're
Uh,
just saying he's being a little.
yeah,
He's kind of
like, rest up, young man. Rest up, young
yeah.
man. We're about to go
Right,
Oh,
right,
for.
right.
okay.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
he's like, oh, you can feel a little tingle, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
You might
yeah.
as well just
Yo, Clay, is that you limping? Is that you limping? No, coach.
Yeah.
Is that you limping? Yeah. I'm a little limp. Yeah, okay, cool.
Hey, here's a quote from
They
Steph.
just want to get healthy, man. By the way, oh,
Here
sorry, go
this
ahead.
quote from Steph. We might need to stay in a hotel in San Francisco.
We're a better road team, man. You know what our road record is?
Damn.
You know
19
what
and
our
14
you
on
know
the
what
road, if I'm correct, right?
That's
No,
wild.
20 and
no
13.
actually
Now 21
no
and
we're
13, I believe.
Sorry,
we're
21 and
actually I think
15
we're
actually.
21 50. Sorry. Yeah.
15, 15, yeah.
Damn,
So
that's
we're 21 and
crazy.
15. Our 21 and 15. You know what Denver's record is on the road?
22 and
22 and
15.
15.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I think
So think
I
about
think we have
that.
the second best road record in the West, I think.
So you know what our
You
issue
don't
is,
find that
honestly, because
suspicious?
I looked at all these numbers. I looked at all these things earlier this morning, and I was trying to process it all. And I was trying to make sense of it all this morning, and really, it's just like at home we suck defensively. Like if we can just be, better defensively at home, we'll be okay. Literally,
You
that's
know
all it is.
the stinky part about this year? It was the complete opposite last year.
Yeah, literally, it was the complete opposite. We sucked on the road defensively last year.
So
Now
weird.
we suck at home.
Outside of those two games early on in the season, remember when I told you, Dre, that Trace was gonna start? Outside of that, has
Right.
Trace started at home?
No, he's been on the bench for the most part, but he's starting now.
No, I'm just saying on the road. But has
Oh,
Trace
on the
ever
road.
started at home though?
No.
Well,
No, he has not.
there you have it. This is
He
what I'm
hasn't. No.
talking about. Identity, guys. We cannot judge this team until show me.
We don't have our
Identity,
identity at home.
consistency
Yeah,
too.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Because Shadow.
and we just
Yeah,
not playing the right combination of guys.
but exactly the consistency.
Yeah,
The
the
consistency.
continuity's not there. Like there's
Those
like
Right.
ebbs
lineups.
and
Because
flows of
you're right.
everything.
Because every lineup is a different lineup. We haven't had
Bro,
like
we
the
haven't
same
had no
starting lineup.
continuity. 1 minute Clay's a bench guy. Now Clay's in the starting lineup.
Right. Right.
Guess what's gonna happen?
Pods, Wiggins.
What's gonna
Literally,
happen in the Dallas game when everybody's back? Is Clay gone back to the bench again? Like
Now,
no. Yeah.
look how we've
Nah.
been
let me
playing
No.
without Kaminga. Is
let me
Kaminga
ask you
back in the starting
guys.
lineup? Is he
Let
on the
me
So we're taking it. We're taking it game by game. But you're right. So we've seen Draymond come off the bench and start. We've seen Trace come off the bench and start. We've seen J.K. come off the bench and start. We've seen Clay come off
Everybody
the bench
not
and
named
start. We've
Steph.
seen Loon come off the bench and start. Literally, Dario's came off the bench and started. Wiggins. We've seen Loon. We've seen fucking Moody start
Lester
and come off the bench even.
Quinones has come off the bench and
Bro,
let me
everyone,
ask
started.
bro.
now. Let me ask you guys this, because I'm wondering if Kaminga might have to go back to the second unit, and with the way that having Trace and Green play together. But the only problem with that is once we go up against like some better defenses, especially come playoff time, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about having TJD and Green. Or how do we feel about that?
You
That
kind of have
You
to
sucks.
have
just
to
live
do it.
with it.
Okay.
Because
And
you
the
got to
reason
live
I
with the
say that is
results,
because
dog.
Yeah, you have
There's
to
too
live
much
with it.
you know
upside.
what? You know what? It's too much. Well, yeah, defensively, and I think also you saw tonight we kind of struggled a little bit in the first half offensively, but you just kind of have to believe that Steph can carry the offense, and that
So
as
Dre,
long as those
do you
guys,
think that Kaminga will probably go back to the second unit?
I also think Wiggins too. If Wiggins has been carrying the offense too, actually. So if Steph and Wiggins really, because Clay will be a factor as well. If we can trust Wiggins and Clay
That's a good point.
Wiggins is
Yeah,
the
offensively
most
on,
important player.
that's a
Let me
good
tell you
point.
why. Let me tell you why. It's because if you look at the way in which we generate points, right? So JK's purpose is to get us basically twos. He's doing layups, he's doing dunks, right? And so you eliminate him, you're putting him to the bench. So then you bring in Trace. Trace, okay, he's getting dunks, but he can't really do the floaters, the layups, all that type of thing, right? Wiggins is the key because he gives us threes, he gives us cutting and slashing, and he gives us the floaters, he gives us the middies, he gives us the threes. And that the threes is the one thing that the other two really can't like consistently give us. Wiggins is 45% from three in this like recent stretch or whatever.
He
Efficiency's
gives
been
us
there. His
versatility.
efficiency's
Is
all
pretty much what
his
Tech is saying.
efficiency's been there. His efficiency's been there for two months or so,
Who's the
Yeah,
3 months.
most versatile player on the
The
team?
the difference is it's the
The most
volume.
versatile player?
When you
Yeah.
most versatile is arguably it is like three
I say
guys that come to
Wiggs.
mind, but you could
I say
argue
Wiggs.
at their best. I'm looking at Wiggins.
Wiggins,
I'm looking
Draymond,
at
Steph,
Draymond, and I'm looking at I think Trace
or
is low
Pods
key.
actually in terms of
Trace
versatility.
is
I
pretty
would say
fucking
Trace. I
versatile.
would say Trace.
Nah, I think because Trace can rim protect, he can actually run a DHO, he can be a lob threat, he can
He can pass really well.
rebound at a high level, he can pass. So like Trace is super versatile. I think Wiggins and I think Draymond, those are the guys. But you could also argue Kaminga when Kaminga's on defensively, Kaminga also. Like we have some dudes. GP2, I mean GP2 also when see it depends when these guys the thing with Kaminga is if the defense is there. The thing with GP2 is
Can
if the
I
offense is
can
there.
I chime in just quickly? Me personally,
Yep.
just for like morale sake, I definitely feel we're probably better with Kaminga coming off the bench. But then at the same token, I don't know how he's gonna handle it, and sometimes that could be an issue.
Yeah.
Like with the Pool thing, we didn't kind of know how Pool was gonna handle going back to the bench. He ended up doing it. He
Right.
was sulking for a quick second, but when the playoffs kicked in and he realized he was playing 34 minutes a game, he didn't care after. You know what I'm saying? My thing
Mm,
is, Dre, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but if you've been watching the last 7 or 8 games with Kaminga, he's on the scouting
Uh
report. Teams have kind of figured him out
This is what I've been
so what's
saying,
happening?
bro.
that going to the
There's a few things.
basket
There's a
thing.
few
Like he doesn't
right.
have the same. I wouldn't say the same importance, but the same dominance like he once had, where he had that 20 game stretch
he's
He
yelling
doesn't
for
have
and
the
fouls
nobody
same
now.
could figure it out. I think the first thing they do is they literally just pack the paint. And they say if they beat us with the three, they beat us with the three. But this 21-year-old kid, he's not dunking on us. He's not doing no backdoor cuts. He's not just going in post. Like, look at that game. The game, remember that I forgot which game he tried to post and then he ended up and Steph was cutting hard and he didn't make the read.
I think that was the
it was
Minnesota one.
Timberwolves.
Yeah, he tried to run.
And
It
I
was
and
split
he
action.
only
Steph
did
was
that.
coming off the
He
Draymond
only
screen,
did
and he
that because
went
for like
total tunnel vision. Yeah, I know.
no, but the tunnel vision one thing, but I think it was the frustration of for the 4 games previous, he couldn't get his shit off.
It was so a combination of
Yes, I
frustration and
think
a
he was
combination
frustrated,
of
and I think he saw Steph, but he's like, "Nah, I gotta get mine. Like, I need to show
I
my
think he
value."
also
Like,
sped himself up. Exactly. He sped himself up. He felt I don't want to say overwhelmed, but he felt like he had to make up for his struggles
and
almost. And
that's
that
what I'm
like
saying because the over every game they tell Kaminga, be you, be aggressive. We're gonna look for you, and like, it's not as easy
woo,
for Kaminga to go
yeah,
in the post because Kaminga lines himself up with dribbles. Whereas you could dump the ball to Wiggins in the post, he could turn around and he's going to do that,
right.
that floater. And I think that's a dimension that we need, especially in the playoffs, especially if we can do some cross screens and um, what's it? It's actually it's head tap, right, Dre?
Head
It's
tap,
head tap, yeah.
head tap.
So it's head tap. That play is actually called head tap.
Even the ATO we run, even the ATO where like do you notice that they Steve added this new play actually? I noticed it in preseason actually, where it's an inbounds play. And basically the inbounder dives underneath the basket, and then the guy who catches it basically sets the screen. Or sorry, there's a dude who catches it up top, and then there's a dude who sets that a little down screen.
Yeah.
The inbounder comes to flash under the rim, and then they ran it for Wiggins, they ran it for Kaminga, and it's an easy layup. Like it's an immediate
Yeah,
two points, and
it's
so
automatic. Even they usually run it. I don't know if you guys noticed, but probably over the last 3 or 4 games, they want to get Wiggins the first basket, so they pretty much run it. But they
yeah,
tell Wiggins to either
yep,
flare or cut. It's your choice. Today he flared and he hit the three, or you could cut straight to the basket, and it's usually the layup. He's usually getting the first
right.
basket of the game. My thing is like I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's hard to me to take Trace out of the starting lineup. I'm not saying Trace is more important than Kaminga because Kaminga's a walking 20 piece. You understand what I'm saying? But what I will say is when Trace is just hustling and just doing him, like today, he had 18. Like not even like
Yeah, he
ain't
walks
shit
into points.
called. Yeah, ain't shit was called for him.
I hate to do this. I hate to bring up Wiseman, but the same player, right, Nick Richards, that Wiseman went up against last year. Uh, it just
Yachty.
the difference in how and the crazy thing too is Trace, like this guy, it's just all fundamentals. It's not. He's not even like doing like he's not like out there crossing dudes up trying to
Yeah, using
like a
crazy
big.
skill or
He doesn't
athleticism.
It's
even
like
show
a it's
emotion when
like
he
a
does cool stuff. Like he literally just has a straight face. All right, that was a poster dunk. I'm gonna just go to the
Bro,
other end and play defense.
the most spectacular shit is like he catches lobs. Like that's the most like you'll see for the dude isn't like taking jumpers. He's not like moving the ball like create like if he has the ball, he's either running a DHO or
You
in
know
the
he's
post.
24
That's it.
years old,
He's
right?
not doing crazy shit. And he's 24, yeah, for a reason. And right, so he's had 4 years in
Steph won
college.
a
He
championship at
spent a lot of time.
26, right? So it just kind of put
Wow, yeah.
things in perspective, right? So
and you kind of look at it, he's kind of like Dre with the fundamentals, like a Tim Duncan, where he's not super flashy.
yeah.
Yo, Space, real quick. I wanted to say, shout out to your point with Wiggs and with
Kaminga.
what was it, Ruff? Yeah, Kaminga. I think, and you mentioned Trace. So this front court is going to be interesting to kind of manage because you are right. I think Trace gives us greater defensive balance.
You know what?
Kaminga gives us
Let's not even wing it. Okay. Let's say OKC. Who
okay.
who
Yeah.
who Trace is capable of starting?
Trace should start. Trace should
Trace
start
should start.
Absolutely, he should start
because
versus OKC.
I
Okay,
don't
so
want
yeah,
Draymond.
let's run
You
through
know
it.
what?
I'm going over scenarios that possibly
Right.
okay, Minnesota
Trace should start.
and Denver, because those are
JK
probably our
should start.
three first round match. Like,
JK should start against Denver. Trace should start against Minnesota, and because JK because that. But here's the other thing though. Now starting versus closing is also a question. I like Trace on Gobert early. You want to kind of lock that paint up, force Minnesota to play in the mud.
mhm.
Obviously, we'll be. By the way, we'll be playing in the mud too. Trust me, I'm very aware that Trace fucks up our offense a little bit. Not because he's bad, just because the spacing of Wiggins, Draymond, and Trace, it kind of clogs the paint up. But if Wiggins is playing like he has the last few months, bro,
You
this shit's
can't
gonna
force him
work.
to the perimeter. You can't. He's 45% from three.
The
Hey, hold
shit's
on.
gonna work if Clay too. Clay as well. Clay's got to hit
Hold
shots
on
too.
one
Yeah.
second. Let's take this conversation to playback. So let's transition over to playback.tv/Space Gang, and we can continue this conversation over there. Chasing wins. See you over at Pay.
Let's go, Space.
All right, y'all.
Yes, sir. Space. Let's go.